why being introverted is a superpower. It's a superpower beyond what people think of what a superpower is, right? It's not like you're going to be flying around, you can go invisible and all this other stuff. No, it's not like that. But it is a superpower in the sense of that you gain a lot more mental clarity, peace of mind, and the ability to execute more within your time and getting more deeper, meaningful work done, studying, like learning new knowledge, and being able to apply that to your day-to-day life as well as to your career, to what you're doing maybe for your business. And it can really help you, in my opinion, like 10x to even beyond your actual knowledge that's gained, but also in your success in your life. And this is not only monetary, but this is also your mind, right? Your mental clarity, your mind, being able to do that deep work and get experience and take action, and having enough mental bandwidth is a very important part of this, about being introverted, right? I think it's a spectrum, right? So if you are like, let's say, like this is the introverted line, right? This is super introvert. Like it's not really a label, it's just a spectrum of introversion. And then you have extroversion, extreme extroversion. And in the middle, you have a bit of both, right? You have introversion and extroversion, and they're right in the middle of the spectrum. Some people are right in the middle where they like time to themselves, but they also like, they also gain energy from also going out. So it's a bit of both. I'm on more of the spectrum on this side, right? Like right around here, where this is the middle. This is where I'm at, where I still have a good chunk of extroversion. It's just for me, I find that, after hanging out for a little bit, like, my social battery is kind of low, right? I have a few hours max of what I would like to actually socialize with people I don't really know. But also even family, right? Even family. Like I don't like, I don't like hanging out constantly for like several hours and hours, right? Unless it's a trip and it's planned, cool. But if it's something that interferes with my time and being able to do the things that I want to do or things I want to work on, things I want to learn, things I want to enjoy on my time, I feel very, and this is how I feel very anxious about that, right? And that may be an introverted trait. Maybe that's just a me trait. I don't know. But I feel anxious about that, about not having enough time to myself and enough hours and just a period of time to do the things I want, right? Whether that's reading the book I want to read, whether that's watching the movie that I wanted to watch, that I really wanted to check out, or maybe playing that video game that I really wanted to play. Could also be maybe it's a course that I'm doing, that I'm learning, that I don't have time to do, right? And I really was looking forward to it, but now it's like I'm not able to do it, and it's like shit. Well, damn. It's not necessarily like really bad anxiety. It's more like now I have to like try to rush through it, and I'm a little anxious now because I don't want to rush through this content or rush through this thing that I was going to get a little more time and enjoyment to do. So I guess part of it is a little bit selfish. Actually, a lot of part of it is selfish, right? It's a little bit. It's not completely narcissistic behavior, because if someone needs me and I need to be there, I don't think about the thing that I needed, that I wanted to do. I want to help the person first that I really care about, make sure that they're okay, and then I do my own thing, right? So it's not completely like narcissistic behavior, but I really love the introverted lifestyle. I love it, and I think it truly is a superpower. I've been able to learn more than I ever have before in my life, particularly from my own room. Like legit my own little room office setup I have going on with my setup here with my PC and my fancy monitors I have set up and everything else that's set up here. It's amazing. It really is awesome. And I wouldn't trade it for anything, really. Truth be told, I used to think that being an introverted was a sign of weakness. And it was something I was a little bit embarrassed about. I never wanted to reveal to other people. I always try to play it off that I was a social butterfly. Like even some of my closest friends, they'll be like, "Oh, him? Like he's a social butterfly. Like he loves to talk to people. He loves to get to know people and stuff." Which in a sense I kind of do, but at a deeper level. I don't like the small talk. It literally drains the hell out of me to talk to every new person. That I try to get a meaningful connection out of at least one of them, so I feel more comfortable in that social situation, so that not only do I have a cool connection with certain person, but it's like, now we're jiving, we're feeding off energy, we're sort of recharging each other in that social moment. And then we connect with other people because now we're already feeling socially charged now, that we're able to connect with someone else, get them part of the posse, part of the group, or just hang out with us, and sort of formulate your own little group, hangout or whatever. And this is with random people, right? So it's like I love being able to buddy up with someone. I'm a big buddy up person. This is a weird thing to say, but it's an introverted thing for me, where once I get comfortable, when I get to know someone and get really cool with them, I'll stick with them for a little bit, get to know someone else. We might get to know other people. And then it's like having a buddy, right? I love having a buddy. I think that's the best way for me to socialize and really enjoy the moment. Of course you should put yourself into uncomfortable situations, every once in a while. Some people like to do it every day. The truth in the matter is that some of the people who make some of the most money in the world, are a lot of these business people, and entrepreneurs who are constantly going out of their way, making themselves uncomfortable in social situations, right? And doing the uncomfortable thing. So that is the truth, but it's not always limited to just like marketing and face to face, right? And I've learned that introversion, being an introvert, can play out to be a strength in the people like us, right? The people like us, or anyone who's watching this video, if you're someone who's a bit of a hermit, or you're more of an introvert where you like to have your own space, it is truly a superpower. You can take advantage and do some incredibly creative or meaningful projects, or create something that generates income online that can pay your bills every month, that you can make a living off of, and you don't need to go into the office. You don't need to report to anyone. You can simply do it for yourself as an entrepreneur or as a small business owner. And you could do it from the comfort of your own home. It's just having that mental bandwidth, being able to take that leap of faith, take action. Because now you don't have any social pressure. So, right, and maybe you have a little bit of money saved that you can maybe now invest into that business. And start small. And sometimes you don't even need to really put in a lot of money right away. Just getting started and taking action is really important. Because right now I'm going through a process of developing my entrepreneurship skills and reading and educating myself, and also finding my footing on what actual product, service, that I want to be able to essentially sell online and promote and hopefully, generate some awesome income. But the income isn't the final destination. I guess it sort of is, right? But it's more so having something that's meaningful and that I really am passionate about, like a service or something that I'm offering that I'm actually really happy to put out there for people to take advantage of and, buy and purchase and get value from and make some sort of difference that way. That to me is what I'm looking for, is something meaningful. Less on the exact amount of money that I want to make per month. Of course, that helps, right? It really does help. Like the more the better, and the more that I can reinvest back into the business and create even more meaningful things and products or services. So that's the whole kind of premise on the the introverted nature being a superpower. It really is a very, very awesome thing. It's really easy though to, think of it as something that's a weakness. I always used to think it was a weakness, but the more I've gone through life, the more I've learned and I've leveled up in my life in terms of my financial like situation, my career. Now I'm an engineer. I'm a cloud engineer, and like I'm super excited on a day-to-day basis. And I don't see myself working within that role or as a cloud engineer for a company for forever. I don't see that. I see myself more as an entrepreneur, maybe even a consultant one day. So maybe I'll start consulting, and while I'm consulting in the cloud engineering field, to sort of diversify and go more towards what I really want to do is offer a service that's really valuable that other people can take advantage of and get satisfaction, meaning, and other benefits from that. So I think that's the main thing. But yeah, for my introverts out there, trust me, you are not alone. You are not weak. You are amazing. You're awesome. As I said before, it's a spectrum, right? Even if you're more so on the extroverted spectrum, you can still have introverted moments. But when I'm talking about introversion, it's more so I'm more so talking about people that are kind of more towards the introversion spectrum, right? People who are not in the middle, but more towards the introversion spectrum, where you can kind of categorize yourself a little bit more as an introvert. Some people don't like categorizing themselves. I don't care for labels, but I think it generates clicks. Like people will just sort of click it, but it's also a bit true, right? Introverts act a little bit differently compared to extroverts. Like extroverted people are typically overall high energy people. They just want to talk to everyone they can. They want to keep on talking. I've had moments and problems where I yap, but sometimes I yap and talk a lot out of nervousness. Less because I want to talk, but more because I want to avoid that awkward silence. So I try to fill in the gaps. But that's not all the time, right? If it's something I don't really know, like someone I don't really know, I will be very short, I'll talk a little bit, try to make a little joke just to break the ice a little bit, but that's just because I've studied a lot on like socializing and communication, and I've done theater, and so enunciating my words and saying a funny thing, like I know what kind of sounds funny in my style of humor. So if someone finds it funny, cool. If someone doesn't, then it's a little bit awkward, but whatever. I don't take things too seriously, but all in all, and all is that to say is that for my introverts out there, do your thing, man. Like do your thing. Be yourself. Do something meaningful. My channel is not necessarily a very organized one. Clearly, this video is going to have minimal editing, but it's more so to motivate people who are either similar to me, who understand what I'm going through as a person, and so we can all connect together and maybe build a really awesome community. As an introvert, as someone who's a hermit, and also someone who's in the tech field, and a gamer, and I love anime, and I love Japanese lifestyle. Like I want to live in Japan. I think there's a lot of awesome things that you can learn just by hearing someone else's story. I've seen so many YouTube stories out there, and that's really why I started to make content again. Is because I think there's a voice in me that I have that I want to share with the world and with all of you, and to really just connect. I think connecting with people, regardless if it's in person, online, doesn't matter. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And if I can hear your experiences, your thoughts, even if it's negative, like it's super cool to me. So yeah. But besides that, y'all got superpowers, man. Take advantage of it. Do some good stuff. Do some good deeds in your life, and just be yourself, man. Do what makes you happy. Just make sure you're being mindful and demure. But besides that, peace out, y'all.